So the best definition I've heard for what good mental health is describes good mental health as being the ability to see the good in any situation. I'm Coach Bobby Brown with Sober Life Right. What I do is I help people live their most amazing lives free from drugs and alcohol. I do that a couple of ways, through one-on-one coaching, hopefully through these videos some. I'm going through the book, one of my top 5 favorites, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Got my copy right here. Absolute encyclopedia of things that successful people tend to do. Today we're on chapter 27. The title is Keep Your Eye on the Prize. This chapter breaks down a couple of different things. It talks about the way that successful people tend to look at the positive things that happen in their life, whereas unsuccessful people dwell on all the negative, all the stuff that didn't happen, that maybe that victim mentality, how unfair, how things are stacked up against them. It's not to say that those things may not be true, but if you're trying to be successful, like, you only have so much you can put your attention on, and your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So I like it when there's ways that's kind of like a scale, for every moment that I'm thinking about negative things and all these things that that are going against me or are preventing me from getting to where I want to go or achieving my goals. This time I'm not spending on things that are positive. I'm not looking at my past and seeing the things that are going to give me encouragement, give me hope. I remember going to a sermon one time, and I forget what song. I wish I knew the songs, but it talked about King David, and it talked about how he would get through a problem. And he had like this 3-step process. So first he would pray. He just kind of give this problem to God. Then he would reflect on ways that God had gotten him through similar things in the past. And then he would take immediate action. That's something I've tried to implement in my life, and it seems to work really, really well. If I am taking the time to really look at, I've gotten through a lot of crap. I am a man in long-term recovery. What that means for me is that today I'm living this amazing life without drugs and alcohol. I've been doing it since July 22nd, 2021. That in itself is amazing. I was, prior to that, I was an IV methamphetamine user. I was pumping large amounts of highly dangerous chemicals directly into my body. Chemicals that were causing parts of my brain not to work, to literally have brain damage. I had destroyed everything. I was homeless, I was jobless, I was friendless, really. I had acquaintances, but not acquaintances that were aligned with my values today. A damaged relationship with my family, no financial security, all these things that were just there. My life was a shit show. It was bankrupt in every sense of the word. But God got me through that. Gave me a chance to start building this amazing life brick by brick by brick, until it got to the point where today, my life is so freaking good. I'm in awe sometimes, how amazing my community is, what my relationships with my friends are, my family relationship, what my connection to God is, and then that good mental health. I have an optimistic, positive attitude. I'm able to see the silver lining in pretty much anything. I live in gratitude. I'm very self-aware, all these things, but it didn't happen on accident. There were steps that I took to get there, and I had to start at a very bottom level. Another thing that it talks about in the book, and this is something that I'm going to just admit I'm just not good at. Talks about the importance of he suggests 45 minutes at the end of the day, the time right before you go to sleep, how important that time is. And he says that's a good time to reflect on your day, to revisit your goals, spend some time visualizing like where you want to be, like have your to-do list for the next day like in front of you. And the reason he suggests this, it's and I subscribe to this like whole idea that our subconscious mind is directing most of what we do. Like most of our functions on autopilot. We can only focus on a few things at a time. So most of the stuff we do is automatic. So anytime that we can train our subconscious mind to do things that are going to be helpful towards getting towards our goals, like I'm all for it. It talks about like what you watch right before you go to bed, or like what you see, like what you do, that's what your mind's going to work on in the next 6 to 8 hours. So if you watch scary movies before you go to bed, then you're more likely to have nightmares. You know, it talks about how, like, you know, that's a reason that we read kids books before they go to sleep when they're little. You know, you read these stories that, you know, are designed to help them have good dreams and influence their day. And the idea of harnessing this is really, really powerful. I work a 12-step program, a couple of 12-step programs actually. And one of the steps, if you're not familiar with step 10, is to continue to take personal inventory. We were wrong, promptly admitted it. So like part of the practice is going through at the end of the day and looking at, hey, are there areas I'm resentful? Are there areas I was selfish? Are there areas where I was fearful? Do I owe anybody an apology? So like take that time to reflect and do, tie it back to the old Army days, an after action review of your day. Like we used to, anytime you do a military exercise, like once the exercise was complete, part of the completion process was doing this after actions review. What went well? What didn't go well? What did we need training on? What's our equipment look like? All these things to get better and improve. So if you are trying to build an amazing life for yourself, you're trying to do it sober, and this is a new thing now, like you've got no drugs and alcohol in your life, you've cleared all that out, you are no longer you're working on your actual brain, you're not working on this hijacked, chemically induced half brain. I say that very, very seriously, because that's, especially with the heavier drugs, the methamphetamine I was doing, like that's what it was. The brain scans are out there, like areas of your brain are dead, they're not firing. That's what these chemicals do to your body. But so if we go through and we set this all up and we're ready to go. I lost my train of thought there. We're just gonna keep rolling with this video though. Yeah, so keep your eye on the prize. So how can you structure your own day at the end of the day to have an inventory? And this is something I'm gonna look at in my own life. I'm gonna spend some time today looking at my nightly routine. Anyone that knows me, I'm a morning person. I wake up full of energy, get a couple cups of coffee, and I am knocking stuff out. But at the end of the day, like I expend so much energy that that end of the day is an area of opportunity for me to have a lot of growth. And it's an area that I think I've implemented these things at times, but I haven't been as intentional and as consistent with that part of my day in a while now. So maybe that's one of the missing pieces for me. Let's talk about you. You know, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Please like them. If you're interested in the book, I am an Amazon affiliate. I'm going to put a link to the book in the description. I'd love for you to buy it through me. I get a small commission. Either way, just get the book. This is if you're interested in personal development, if you're interested in taking control of your life and you want to find success, like this is like such a good roadmap, and it's so comprehensive. Like everything in this book is good. This is principle number 27. I've got videos all the way up. I'm going to end up doing videos on all of them. So please check the other videos out if you got something out of this. And let's talk about what I primarily do. I'm a coach, and I coach. I do recovery coaching for people new to recovery. I do sober life coaching for people that are already sober but they know that they're not living that amazing life yet. They know that they want to do more, and they think that they could benefit from having somebody to walk alongside them with that. As a coach, I help people develop plans. I help them kind of uncover where they're at and where they want to be, help people find purpose. I help people with the resources and the tools, help them build up a way to hold themselves accountable, that give them external accountability, give them hope and cheerleading, give them truth telling, let them know, like somebody that's in their corner that's not afraid to give them the feedback that they need, that I need. I don't need somebody to tell me all the time what a great job I'm doing. I need to hear, okay, where am I falling short? Where do I need to improve? What am I not doing enough of? What am I doing too much of? And that's something as a coach that I do. So if that's something you're interested in, then either do a couple things you can do. Put coach in the comments. I'll reach out to you. You can DM me here. You can go to my website, soberliferight.com. There's a place to request a discovery call. We can sit down and we'll talk about what's going on, where you want to be, what an amazing life looks like to you. And then we'll see if I feel like I can help you, then I'd love to. If not, then I'll let you know. I'm only interested in working with people that I can make an impact in their lives. But I've been coaching for a long time. I've been coaching for over 30 years professionally in leadership roles, recovery coaching for 3 years. Last year and a half, coached over 1,000 men and women, in at different stages of recovery. I have put in the time to understand how to coach, and I feel like I can definitely make an impact on people's lives if they are motivated and truly driven to change. So if that's you, just reach out. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe to the channel if you like this, and I'll see you next time.